I've learned my lesson. I am never going to mouth off Mother Nature because she can win.
Kevin, David, get y'all some of this. It's not easy to farm it. That's why you gotta have that.
So welcome to season 3, Corn Warriors. What am I squinting for? Sunlight. We're getting a lot of sunlight. Now, if you can't be the best at it, don't do it.
June 8th, kind of push comes to shove. We're basically planting through some of the wet stuff, around a few things.
I want everything to be perfect, and especially this year, it's not going to happen. Ain't that something? That's just 2 days.
I said, well, my goal is to be a personal best, but our personal best is a world record.
I like to have the ability to make it rain.
No matter who you are around here. Just the way it is. You got rough looking corn. No matter what, you run in furrow, you run 2x2, guys that spray it on, guys that put all their fertility up front, it don't matter. I mean, it looks rough around new boys. I mean, kind of embarrassing rough. You know, we kind of take pride on having good looking corn. This is the place, I think, in America to plant corn. Never even remotely come close to seeing a year like this. I think starting Saturday or Sunday, they're calling for 4 or 5 inches again next week. Somebody said that we had like, since the first year, we're like almost 50 inches of rain already. Joys of running 2x2s. Plug it up. About fed up with 2019. It can pretty well kiss my. I'd much rather be in a drought than deal with this mud. We do so much compaction. Everything goes against our principles, everything we preach about, and here we are, you know, smearing it. That's basically what it is, a smear job. Planted corn in March already, you know, so it tells you we got a pretty long window to plant corn. But you know, figure the end of March, all of April, all of May, and we're getting close to the middle of June here, and not even, well, we were about half done. So 70 to 80 days, and we can't find enough good days to plant a crop with these high-speed precision planters that, you know, you can plant 10, 12 mile an hour. Middle of cornfield. Well, and it ain't like it's been, you know, it just happened. You know, I mean, that's been there since, well, I guess since November is when the pattern has changed. And I mean, since November 1st, it has just been not very farmer friendly around here. You know, manure didn't get all spread. What do you do? You know, I mean, it is by far, what corn we got is the worst looking corn I have ever had on our farm. Do everything you can. You know, I'm not saying that we can't help it, you know, to make decent corn, but you know, Mother Nature, she can whip our. Today's the 11th, June 11th. I have decided today that we're going to start cutting back on our full season corn. We're not planting 120-day corn anymore. And it's not that on a normal year we would, but what's kind of got me concerned is how cool it's been.
Today is May 10th, 2019. We are in the process of trying to get crops planted here in northern Illinois. Very little luck so far. Fields are saturated. The dry fields are going to take several more days to dry out, and the wet holes are going to take weeks, I think. So at May 10th, with zero corn in the ground, at least on my operation, getting a little fidgety, getting a little apprehensive, and knowing it's starting to cost me money. I sure as hell haven't given up yet. I mean, there's time yet. It's just, it weighs on you when you're waiting and waiting and waiting, and you know the calendar's ticking by. Precision Planting has put smart firmers on our planter this year. With Precision also, we have the new Gen 3 2020 display, which is leaps and bounds ahead of the original 2020 that I did have. Our seed this year is predominantly all AgriGold. We're pretty loyal to AgriGold. We do have a few different bean varieties. We've got some hefty soybeans, which I've planted them for a long time and pleased with their results. Standing on my beans.
Wow, they're not very pretty, are they?
We just found out over the last couple days there's a couple large farms that are being closed by the banks. We're going over to look at some equipment that's going to be on an internet auction next week, and it's one of the farmers that are getting sold out around here, basically because of financial conditions of the farming world right now. You always look for a hidden treasure. Well, something that's worth quite a bit of money, and it's just kind of sitting in there, you know. I like to give you surprises. Now, this is a farm that we just rented. This farm has a lot of problems. It has wet spots, dry spots. The fertility's really low on it, and it's going to take us probably years to get it back to, I guess, what you would call our standards.
Holy Moses. It's quite muddy. So this is my $1 million idea. We rarely get the opportunity to strip till. With our weather in the fall and our weather in the spring, it's a constant battle to strip till. So I had the idea to take a planter. This is a dry fertilizer planter, which used to be used, it was very popular back in the day, and took the planter units off, and all we left is the boxes that will put a different mixture of dry fertilizer, and will actually band right on top of the soil instead of knifing it in the soil, so then we don't have to fight the soil moisture and having it be fit.
I priced one of these. You can Well, I don't think anybody actually makes a 16 row. I talked to an outfit that would probably build me a 16 row actual banding machine. Probably was going to be in the $50,000 range. We bought this planter for obviously a lot less than that. Brand new paint doesn't make you money. Ideas make you money.
Hi, my name is Brooks Cardinal. I'm with Cardinal Farms out of Oaktown, Indiana. Nothing ever goes according to plan, but it's working. It's coming together. We don't sleep at night if we know that crop needs something. Been working on a corn planter. We're getting real close with it. We're adding in furrow fertilizer this year. So we'll be running the 2x2 and in furrow. It's been a process, a lot of plumbing, but we're getting close. We're getting close. We'll have it ready in time. Yep, here you go, Dallas. Get her tight. Sprayer got stuck putting our nitrate on our wheat strips in the watermelon fields. Yeah, we're not off to a great start here at Cardinal Farms, so hopefully things get better. So we knew it was a little wet, but sure wasn't planning on that wet.
Traveling through from Evansville back today, I mean, the water is just horrible. The White River was out beyond belief, and I mean, I don't see how there's any way that they're going to be able to get in the fields, so we're very blessed to be able to get in the fields right now. There's so many that are not going to be able to.
Running great, looking good, drying out nice. It's a perfect day to plant. Just wish we could keep this heat going and no rain for 7 more days. Yeah, we keep track of GDUs. It's been so wet and nasty out, I really ain't even paid attention to it. I'd like to have 100 GDUs, you know, after a rain before I start planting, but it seems like our windows keep getting smaller and smaller, especially this year. I just go when it's dry. Yeah, this weather's been crazy this year. It seems about the time it would get fit to get out in the field, we'd get another rain, and a lot of rain, several inches at a time. We've been fighting the river. We're 3-4 miles from the river where we're at now, and even though we're that far away, that high river affects our water table and keeps our water table up, so it's awful spongy. The river's actually going down a little bit, and it's helping the water table. I mean, don't get me wrong, we got plenty of moisture in the ground, and this high wind today and 80+ degrees has really dried it out. It didn't look this pretty when we worked it, I can tell you that. I was questionable even working this today, but I'm glad I did. It's planting in nice now. Brant, that's the good stuff, right? Had Nikki helping. She's very supportive out here. 12.5 of Z. $12.5. Are you watching it? Yeah, I had Kix today helping me. He's 10. He's a character. He's a good little helper. He's following in his brother's footsteps. He wants to be like his big brother, and Dallas has been helping out for, well, really since he was 10. So Kix is really just getting started, but he was a great help today. Makes it all worth it when it's family, all family. And then there's my brother and his wife, Chelsea. She does all the office stuff, and then, you know, my mom and dad, and we all live here together, and makes this all worth it, you know. And between us, me and my brother, we got 5 boys coming up, and they're the 5th generation of Cardinal Farms. So just thinking about the 5th generation, and just wonder what kind of yields they'll be growing. They'll be going up against Easton, I guess, won't they? I'd like to get to 400. And, you know, just hearing, you know, Randy and Hula talk, they're talking 600, they're talking 200 bushel more per acre than what my goal is. And it just blows my mind, but, you know, we've got 336, 334 the first year, 336. And I know 400 is probably pushing it, but I think we can do it. First year with furrow, and I'm concentrating more on soil health. We're using carbon, of course, sugar, zinc, and I'm playing with some insecticides and fungicides. But sugar and fulvic and humic acids, the main thing. I'm competitive. I don't like to lose. I'm going up against some pretty tough competitors though. So, I mean, I'm prepared. I'm prepared to lose on this, but you know, I want to go in and be aggressive, that's for sure.
It's about time. We're way past time. We're ready to get rolling and get this season moving. Definitely.
Here's how it works. Everybody that's in the group gets to meet with me and David at least 4 times a year. We discuss yield maps, soil samples, tissue samples, how to set up a planter, how to set up a combine if those questions come up, when to spray, what to spray, how to spray, products to buy. We cover it all.
Being part of the next level, it's opened the growers' eyes to the mistakes that they've been making that are easily fixed.
We're trucking cattle manure from a separate farm over to this farm. It's about 3 miles away. We're hauling it here, and that's what these piles are. And we're loading it up and spreading it on these fields because where the cattle are at, it's had a fair amount manure, and some of that's already planted over there. And with the wet weather, we needed to get some of the manure moved and moved out. And this farm hasn't had any for quite a while, so it's part of our manure management plan. Today's actually Mother's Day. It's Sunday, and our forecast for the next week looks better, so we're really hoping to get in the field. We're hoping by Tuesday, probably won't be Tuesday, probably Wednesday, maybe getting in the field. What you get when you got mud. Started this morning planting about, time we had everything loaded and got to the field. It was probably about 8 o'clock when we started on some no-till rye. It was green rye. David was spraying it right ahead of me to kill it. And it was a 100-acre field. And I suppose there's probably about 10 acres of that 100 acres that we really shouldn't have planted, but it's June 8th. And it's kind of push come to shove. So we're basically planting through some of the wet stuff, around a few things, knowing darn well that it's not gonna really produce much when you farm it like that and produce it that way. But like I said, it's kind of push come to shove right now. So we're getting done what we can get done. There's a chance of rain again tonight. That's why we're kind of pushing hard today, because it seems like we only get about 12 hours of planting a week, or heck, we went 3 weeks without planting anything. We're normally doing every little possible thing to achieve the most yield, Right now, we're trying to get it in the ground and trying to keep, in fact, still trying to grow a decent yield, but we know it cannot be what it would have been if it would have been planted a month ago. It's just impossible. So we've already gave up 50 bushel for sure, maybe 80. And with the wet spots averaged in, it probably will be more like 80 an acre average, lower than what we shoot for. There's a lot of poor corn around, not just in our area, multiple states. And there's a lot of fields that are not going to get planted, a lot.